Здравствуйте, дорогие
Good afternoon, dear audience, dear participants. Today we are gathering here to listen to Olga Urasinova, the activist of the Udmurt language, the Udmurt language teacher, and the initiator of the online classes for Udmurt language. And we are speaking about the activists today, about those who promote the national languages and making them popular and open them for wider audience. And today, Olga is going to share her native language with us. Olga? Good afternoon, dear friends. This is the greeting in the Udmurt language. Today I'm going to tell you more about the Udmurt language. So first, where do the Udmurt people live? They live between two rivers, Vyatka and Kama rivers, 1,000 kilometers from Moscow. This is how our republic looks like. The capital is Izhevsk. This is where the famous machine gun Kalashnikov is being produced. Also, the city of Watkins is also here, where the famous composer Tchaikovsky was born. We have our own state symbols of the Republic, the flag and the emblem. This is three main colors, black, white, and red, and also the bird that can swim. They have great symbolism for us. Talking about the statistics, you can see the census data starting from 1989. Every 10 years, we are losing 100,000 people. This number is very high, and we express fear when we look into the future. And right now, we are using the data date 2010, 552,000 people in the Republic, and only 324,000 people out of them are native speakers. And according to the statistics, about 28% of population of the Udmurtia believe themselves to be the Udmurt population. We are assimilating fast and we are losing our language. So also now Bessermians are considered to be an independent people, about 2,000 people. I'm also a Bessermian. So now we're moving forward to the history to understand its peculiarities and its status right now. We have to look at the history. This is one of the Finnish-Ugric language. We were very close to Komi languages, and we had a common Perm community. Northern Udmurt people were included into the Russian Empire 100 years earlier, and the southern Udmurt peoples were under influence of Asian tribes. So you can find this influence in the language as well. In 1920, we were given an autonomous region. In the 30s of the 20th century, the Udmurt literature language was created and the alphabet as well. In 1991, we received the republic status, and 2001, we have two official languages in the Udmurt Republic. When we speak about the languages that are of the same language family, here are Syrian language, Komi language. We mutually understand 80% of that language. The Ural languages, Finnish language, the Hungarian language, Estonian, And during my presentation today, I'm going give you reference to Finnish and Hungarian. For instance, here we can see we see 600 Finnish-Ugric roots, and you can find similar words in Finnish and Hungarian. Body parts, some basic words, numbers from 1 till 5. Key, this is hand. This is the same word in 3 different languages, etc. You can see the translation. You can see 4 numeric to go, the verb, the personal pronoun I, also body parts, eye, hand, heart. Of course, activists were trying to recreate the Finno-Ugric, old ancient Finno-Ugric language, something that would be common for all of us. And they offered to create the following thing in Finno-Ugric. This is the same phrase in Finnish. In Udmurt, the same phrase that is almost similar, almost the same in all 3 languages. Churik is a perm word in Finnish and Hungarian. This is the same root in Finnish and Hungarian. And the same root is in the word net, fish net, in Udmurt. We have 38 letters in the alphabet, 33 letters from the Russian alphabet. Also, we have 5 special letters to show 5 special sounds. Let's start with the vowels, or with 2 diacritical signs. This is not like umlaut in German. So when we say it in the negative, I don't. I'm not Udmurt. Then it goes 2 words, sound recreating, sound imitating words. When somebody feels pain, he says. When something is nasty and he's disgusted, so the second vowel with 2 diacritical signs, E letter from the Russian alphabet. It sounds the same like E, but to make the sense difference, the meaning difference, you can see it here after hard consonants. So to compare its sound, ankle sounds like, it sounds after a hard consonant. A cup of tea, it sounds almost like in English. J with 2 diacritical signs, sounds like Jack London, Jack. In Russian, they don't have this sound, but they have it in English. Porridge, table. Z letter from the Russian alphabet with 2 diacritical signs. It means hi. Means Russian. Ch with 2 diacritical signs. Cat. Noise, noisy. At the same time, soft sounds like S sounds more like the Russian sh sound. flower. Or, for instance, to show. Also below you can see some words that can help you understand how these words sound. I will read them aloud. You can see the translation. So you don't have to have to say it in the French way. So we have some historical peculiarities in the language, and you can see some attitude towards the neighbors in the Udmurt language. For example, how we see ourselves in the world and how we see ourselves among our neighbors. So we have a proverb in the Udmurt language. It sounds like the Tatar is a wolf, the Russian is a bear, and the Udmurt is a bird. The bird, which is grouse, hazel grouse. Marie boys are shooting. This is the second phrase. This is the story from the 14th, 15th century, when the Udmurt people they fought against the Mari people for the lands, and when it's very cold and when the logs are cracking from frost and from cold in the forest, they say that the Mari boys are shooting. So we remember those events, those battles between our brotherly peoples that happened centuries ago. And the Mari people also have the same or similar proverb. They say the Udmurt boys are shooting when it's very cold. So when the Mari wedding, it sounds when it's the sun is shining, but it's raining. Something that we don't understand, the sun shower. So we call it the Mari wedding. The bears are getting married. The bear is dancing. These are the same variants for saying sun shower. The feast of the dead. The bears are getting married. Features of the Udmurt language. It is a Finno-Ugric language, and like in all Finno-Ugric languages, we don't have gender to define he, she, it. We use the same word, and we understand from the context who we're talking about, male or female, so we add some words. So this is he, she, it in Hungarian. And in Finnish, and I think that in Finnish they have another word for inanimates, I guess, the stress. In Hungarian, Finnish, and Udmurt, the emphasis, the stress falls on the first syllable, but due to Tatar language influence, this stress now falls on the last syllable. There are some exceptions. The imperative form, go. The negative form in Udmurt, and in Hungarian, the northern variations. So the northern dialects, I'm speaking the northern dialect, we pronounce the verbs without the last syllable stress, but with the from the second syllable from the end. And there are a few pronouns where the stress is different. Sometimes you can say both options. You can use both variants. So another interesting thing is possessive constructions.
In Russian, like in other Indo-European language, we use a separate word, my, yours. In Udmurt language, it is more important to pay attention to the suffix. We can say my cat in a different way. We can use my cat, because the suffix is also playing the role in this possessive construction. We can say this short without a separate word, use just a suffix, or we can use just a suffix. So the suffix gives you understanding of the possessive. But like in the European language, you cannot say "мы нам kochish." It would be wrong. The suffix has the priority here. Here, the possessive suffixes. How can we say my dog, your dog, their dog? And here we use Udmurt and Hungarian languages and two Indo-European languages, Russian and English. And you see that in Udmurt and Hungarian language, for every gender, for every, let's so-called owner of the dog, there is a particular suffix. And this would be enough to define the possession of the subject, of the dog. And you see that in this respect, you see there is a greater variety in Finno-Ugric languages. And of course, the cases. People are scared off by cases in our language. So these are the books, and the books are on the shelves. You always know where's the book you need on what shelf. We have 15 cases. 8 of them are subject-object. So it means that you can change the noun, the living noun. If it's it, you can use 15 cases. So if there is no gender, then we use so-called local genders. In dialects, we have other additional cases. In common, there will be 20 cases altogether, but literally language has 15 cases. In Hungarian, there are 18 cases. Before, they had 28. In 15, there are cases in Finnish languages, maybe more. So what is a case, in fact? That's why the difference in counting the numbers. So this is quite a difficult topic for those who just approach learning the language. There are 15 cases, and there are 2 declensions. There is possessive and neutral. And it depends on the suffix, and not always suffix is added right away. Sometimes there is a mix between the ending and the suffix. This, you have to just remember this, memorize it. There are 15 cases altogether. They all look so simple to me. Okay, let's take accusative case. Gurtes, I see the village. Gurtme would mean I see my village. Gurtes and gurtme. There is a difference. Of course, there are settlements. The names of the settlements in our language that relate back to the name of the tribe, and these are the ancient cases like Purga, Moshgal, Salya. These are not only the names of the settlements, these are also the name of a small ethnic group or a big family or a tribe. So if you say where, we can use the ancient option and use in Purgalan, or you can say in contemporary language, Purga in. I like Purgalan better because it sounds more harmonically. There is more music in this variant. If you speak Finnish language, it will remind you of a suffix from the Finnish language. But as we know, the language is becoming more and more simplified, and people want to make the language as simpler as possible, including the native speakers, because it eases their communication. And we see that in the old variant, there is laleli, and they are being changed by contemporary variants. Another peculiarity is postpositions. Of course, we use preposition usually to show where the subject is in space. The cat is under the car. The cat is under the car. In Finno-Ugric languages, you have to change your logic, your approach. We used postpositions. They go after the nouns. And in Udmurt language, it is kochish mashina ulin, or in Hungarian language, amachka as auto alodavan, or Allah, alan, ulin. This is all postposition, is under the car. It goes after. And the category of pretending something, very convenient construction. You just pretend that you're doing something, and it is added here in red. Myashk, for instance, izhini means to sleep. Izhiminiashkini means to pretend that you are sleeping. I pretend that I'm sleeping. And here's the I pretended that I slept. And I will pretend that I will sleep. And here, to the root, we add the suffix of pretension and then the suffix of the time. And of course, Finno-Ugric languages are agglutinative. We can add as many suffixes as we need and to get long words. And of course, they will have the meaning, but nobody's using them in real time. Let's look at this wonderful word. So, me means to be worried, to be concerned. That's a verb. There are two roots. Sholem is a heart. It's a Finno-Ugric word. Shuk is a heaviness, hardness, weight. So to be worried, to be anxious, to be concerned means to have weight in the heart. It is very descriptive. This is the nature of our language. There are a lot of things that we describe through the feelings in our body. We add just one letter in the second line. And it is not that you are worried and concerned in your actions. You make somebody be anxious and concerned and nervous. The third line, we add is, it, kitish. In green in the transcription, this is what we are adding, a new suffix that changes the meaning. Tim is the negative suffix. So we made an adverb, which is negative, that makes somebody concerned in actions, not making somebody concerned. Then we make plural. Then there is. It is like the in the English language. It's a definite article. So you single out this from a group of similar objects or subjects. Lesh means adds the meaning, and there is another comparative suffix. Finally, we have a letter, 33 letter word, 33 letters in one word. I'm afraid more of those who do not make us anxious or nervous or worried or concerned. This is how it sounds, like in any Finno-Ugric languages or agglutinative language. Step by step, we can drop the suffix, taking it from the end, and get to the root of the word. Now, the parts of the body. It is also a particular part, particular feature of the Finno-Ugric languages, pairs of body parts, like two hands, two legs. The pairs of the body, the eyes, the legs, the hands. Udmurts view this as a uniform single. We don't have one glass, we have half an eye, because two eyes is one eye. We don't have one leg, we have half a leg. Udmurt will say, I have half of my leg hurting, or if this is a person with one leg, he will say, this is a person with half a leg. So in it is sound p in Ungur language, and it is f in Hungarian and p in Finnish language. Wonderful word, green, watch. This word is used for creating other words that are related to the feelings. It can be angry, it can be envy, it can be feeling sorry or jealous. All these feelings are connected to the color green. This is related to human physiology. When a person is angry, envious, or jealous, he becomes green.
Здесь я привела ряд слов.
The Udmurt logic. Here I gave you a list of some words because I like how they were formed, and they shows us the way we see the world. When people who visited the Russian Federation, you know the word pelmeni. This is a Russian dish. Pel means ear, nyan means bread. So it means the ear bread. It was borrowed from the Udmurt language. Money means money. It comes from the word squirrel and from the word price. It happened so because the Udmurt people were very good hunters, very experienced, and many centuries ago, the main coin, the main currency for them was a squirrel hide, like the minimal price, a squirrel hide. Also, another word with squirrel is October, means squirrel month. Squirrel month. In October, squirrels were hunted, and the hunters could go hunting squirrels exactly in October. Their hides were of the best quality in October, and the Udmurt hunters went to hunt these small animals. April, it means this word osh, either a bull or a bear. A bull because you can drink water, and the bear because in April it wakes up. Another word is the soul tree. The soul tree. Also another word is the soul tree. It is called because the elder tree, and when a person dies, his soul is gliding over the water. But if the soul is troubled, then it settles in the trees, not far from the water, in elder trees. So this word, I'm not going to go into this because you don't know what it means. Svirucha is a berry on the fir tree. Another word is the first, from the word nose. Wednesday, again, we go back into the mythology. It comes from the words blood and day. On Wednesday, it was the day of the sacrifice, blood sacrifice for the Udmurt people, blood day. Now let's have a look at the main phrases from the Udmurt language that you will want to know if you are in Udmurtia. So this is the greeting. The difference between these two is when we talk to one person, or if you want to use the polite form or to address a few people, then you use the second one. Welcome. What's your name? My name is Oля. Yeah, so if we give you the word-by-word translation, this is the possessive word. The second word is the Finno-Ugric word, and it has the possessive suffix here. How do you do? And the answer can depend on the dialect. Good. Many thanks. The last one, goodbye. Literally, be good. Be safe. You can see the same root in both the greeting and saying bye-bye, zech. So a few words about the modern Udmurt culture. Graffiti, we had graffiti for a certain period of time. Now we don't have them anymore. They were removed. You can see John Lennon, Yoko Ono right here. You can see the English translation as well on the wall. Yuri Gagarin, I was in space and I saw the God. This is the translation. In the Udmurt language, we don't see a lot of the native language in the public space. For example, in the Peterочка store, food store, you can see that they have the translation, hot bread, Udmurt village. This is the southern part of the republic, and due to the Tatar influence, you can see a lot of colors, multicolor houses. The most famous Udmurt people are grannies from Burano, who took part in the Eurovision song contest in 2012, if I'm not mistaken, and they won the second place. Talking about the modern Udmurt culture, you can use the QR code and internet and TV channel in the Udmurt language. The channel for the youth and the Quara project. It creates videos in Udmurt and upload it on YouTube. They also have some talks and interviews with scientists in Udmurt, modern Udmurt music. I can't, unfortunately, switch it on for you. You can have a look, make some notes, and maybe find them later on the internet. I guess that the modern Udmurt music is quite developed. We have pop music, rap music, electronic music. So tastes different. You can feel the diversity. Media in Udmurt. Mostly you can find the newspaper Udmurt Dune, and unfortunately they have fewer and fewer copies every year. Kenesh is a magazine with interviews, discussions, everything that surrounds the Udmurt literature. Kizili is the kids magazine. I think it's a monthly magazine. Vorskem Kul is a specialized edition for the Udmurt language professors, where they share their ideas, insights. Zechbur is a newspaper in Udmurt, and I think it is published twice a week. Talking about the translated literature, here we should mention the Holy Bible translated into the Udmurt language, and this year the translation of the Little Prince was published, and the Udmurt language became the 455th language that the Little Prince was translated into. And the Little Prince holds the second place after the Holy Bible in terms of translations. Also, Jean-Marc Probst, I would like to thank him because he supported the publication And he also provided financial support of the whole project with the condition that it will be free for the Udmurt language speakers. You can buy it in Europe in the Tintes Fas Verlag publisher's house. It has a different cover, but it's the same publishing house. Udmurt films, you can use the QR codes. The film from 1929, which is called Rivals, Competitors, 1994, 2011, and 2014. These two films, they were shot not long ago, a romantic comedy, and they talk about the modern problems and issues about young people. These two films were shot thanks to the financial support of the Polish activist. I would like to express gratitude to him as well. The Udmurt language in the internet, besides everything that I have already shown you, you can find it in the Yandex browser. There is an Udmurt Russian Udmurt translator. I took part in creating this translator. It can translate some basic phrases quite well, but if the phrase is a bit more complex, then there may be some problems. And also, I'm very proud to say that the Udmurt language became the first language to be featured in Yandex Navigator. Also, the social media Vkontakte was translated into Udmurt. This is how the page looks like. Особые, all these words are translated into Udmurt from Russian. There is a dictionary, online dictionary, and there is a national website where you can find the usage of certain words in the language. If you have any questions, I will be very glad to answer all of them. You can find me in social media, and this is my email right now. If anybody has any questions, and if you became interested in studying the Udmurt language, maybe if you know the Russian language, all of my masterclasses and classes were directed at the Russian speaking audience. I also have two or courses, one of them for beginners. Yeah, so I started it during the lockdown last spring. In 17 lessons, we learned the elementary course, the beginner's course. All these presentations can be found and they are free. Also, I have a Telegram channel. There are some texts in Udmurt. And I would also like to mention that besides everything that is on YouTube right now, besides the beginner's course, there is a pro course for those who want to study the texts in Udmurt. Maybe your level is higher. And I would also like to thank you for your attention. The same phrase in Udmurt. I hope that you learned something new. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Olga, for your wonderful tour into the Udmurt language. It gives us a wonderful perspective when we look at the situation with the Udmurt language in the Russian Federation. And I hope that your beginner's course will be followed by many, many people.